Good morning, zookeepers, and welcome back to the DLC Zoo. Today we are going to be making an enclosure for the Markhor, and my idea is to try and make it look like it's a rocky mountain and have that kind of vibe, and sort of just do my own thing with it, really. I really do enjoy the Markhor from the Zookeepers Animal Pack, which I have to say a big thank you to Frontier for giving me so I can actually provide you with this gameplay of actually being able to see the creatures. Now, I actually do use some of the DLC items in that pack a little bit later on for a small portion of this little build, and honestly I was having quite fun with it. I wanted to make it somewhat simple in a sense, because a lot of them recently have been very extensive, especially my last one with the Shivakas. That had a lot of pieces and a lot of components inside of it. So this one I wanted to make it somewhat like nice, simple. I didn't have the greatest amount of time. I had less than an hour, so I was like, you know what, I'm still going to try and make something that looks very neat, looks very nice out of it, and not like, because like the mountains, it's not absolutely crazy, but yeah, that's the idea anyways. So I make this like really nice simple viewing area. I use like these mesh pre-built fences around, which I feel like kind of fit for this kind of enclosure. When I was looking at it a bit later on, I was like, you know what, this enclosure would also do quite well for a snow leopard. Like that was my idea, like at the end of it. Just you'd only have to do a few little modifications. As you can see as well, I wanted the same coloured rock as the enrichment climbing rock. And then I just went around adding like loads of like different rocks here and there, slowly building it up. This little building, I don't quite decorate on the inside, I leave pretty plain. I was originally going to do it fully decked out, and I might always, like, you know, that's the best thing about this game. You can always come back and do those sort of things. So I might even come back and redecorate the inside of that building and make it look interesting, or at least like a facility more than anything for the keepers to do whatever they need to do, like hold like different cleaning things, and obviously it's going to have beds in there. We're going to add a bed in there. But yeah, I was enjoying making this. It was just nice. It was just simple. I didn't have to worry too much because it's a rock face. It's sort of like can look as rough as it want. I'm using obviously the Folks rock here, which you get in the aquatic pack, if I remember rightly. And the reason why is just, one, you can change colours. Two, it just looks really nice. It's some of my favourite rocks in the game. Is this Folks rocks, and like all the different things you can sort of achieve with it, and like the colours, the pattern into it that you can change. It just looks really nice. And in the end, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to make a cave on top of here, which I also add bedding into, so then they can kind of choose from the main house itself to go and rest in, or they can go into this little cave at the top and have a rest in. Again, I keep it nice and simple. I don't want to go over the top with it. Like I said, I didn't have much time to make this, and I really wanted to get some kind of video out to you guys on Sunday, and I wanted to have some fun with the Markhor. And with it being mountainous, it doesn't have to be like crazy. It can be barren. Originally I was going to leave it so there was no plants. That was the original plan, and just have it rocks. In the end, I kind of changed my mind, as you'll see a little bit later on in this video. I actually go back and add a ton of plants, because I was like, as much as I like it plain and barren, in the end I was just like, you know what, we need to I want to add some plants to it. But it looked really cool even without the plants. It definitely looked like very like mountains, because some mountains, like when you go up them, there's the odd plant, and then sometimes it looks completely barren, which I really love. It has like a very alien kind of landscape to it, when you just see nothing really growing. Even sometimes like you don't see the odd grass, but it really depends on what kind of mountain range you're looking at and things like this, and how high you are in the mountains. But anyways, we put a lot of paths underneath the concrete so I can place stuff on without it lifting the ground up. And then here you said I made a bed in that cave area, and then I was just sort of like looking at all the different pieces, how I was going to make it, because I feel like with the rocks going all the way to the top there, what was if they accidentally end up on the wall and then fall off, which is something we don't want. So it's almost like an Avery style at the back, the way I did it, and then I use like cables and poles that you get in the Zookeepers Animal Pack, which look absolutely amazing. And I bet loads of people are going to be using these items for lots of different things, because they look really cool, very simple, very easy to use, and much needed, I think. Like the cable and that looks great. The really thin tiny poles again look awesome, and it, like I said, it helped me with this little section back here, which I can't remember where. There's an enclosure and I can't remember for which animal it is, but it looked a bit like this at the back. Like it was very similar to what I'm building right now. I can't remember what it was for. And as you can see, like I said, I came back in the end and added some plants. I didn't record that, mainly because I forgot to hit the record. But again, I went for the similar vibe of the entire of the zoo, and I actually used some plants that they liked, some trees. I really like these stringy, strangly trees. And then that dead pine, it doesn't take too much in the back, but it looks really cool. And then this bit here is the cave. I'm going to be adding a bit more to this cave and touch it up a bit more, add more rocks to it. But again, that's something I could do in the future, and I will probably show you guys, because I'm going to keep coming back to the zoo, because originally I literally just made it just to show off the new DLC creatures, but I'm having a lot of fun making this very simple small zoo, and I feel like I'm going to just keep coming back to it and adding different bits to it and things like that. But yeah, the Markhor look incredible in this enclosure. They definitely suit it, and just watch them move around using the climbing enrichment, and just look at the horns on the male. It's definitely a really cool creature in this pack, and it's just beautiful, and I just can't get over it. Like, it's just nice. I love the fact that it just decided. I've not seen any of the other animals get into those rocks, but these ones can, which is great to watch. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. Until next time, I'll see you later.